Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling. My name is BrendenPlayz, and we are continuing our TNA 2007 playthrough. And we are just one more episode of Impact away from the Destination X pay-per-view, where we will see a triple threat match between Fallen Angel, Muhammad Hassan, and potentially Alex Shelley if he can make it there. A couple of news and things before we get to Impact. One being something really exciting and really good for Impact, and especially our X division. We'll get to that in a moment's time. But one thing here, Mike Tenay's contract expiring. Of course, we're going to offer him another deal. Tenay, basically the voice of TNA, isn't he? And I'm going to give him a big contract, 10-year contract. Boom, give him good money, give him a pay rise. He's done a good job, and just give him whatever he wants. Just taking a look at his skills and see if they are diminishing, and they have actually been, yeah. So at one point he was at 88, now he's dropped down to 85. Okay, so that's actually a little bit concerning, isn't it? But still well ahead of any other commentator we could potentially get. But let's hope those skills get going up again rather than going down, because that's a little concerning. Rikishi's contract, it's expiring. Surprised it's come along this quickly. Now we brought in Rikishi just to lose to everybody, and look, he's lost a bit of popularity. He started about 70, 69, and I'm surprised he's dropped that quickly. He's lost to Matt Morgan, A-Train, and Bobby Roode, so there's still a few more guys we want him to lose against. So we'll give him a 3-month contract, and we'll go from there. And Miss Tessmarker, her contract was up for renewal, but we have re-signed her, and she'll stay down in Developmental. Now, I looked at her, Brooke Adams, I looked at her, her skills, and they were really terrible. Like, so bad that it's not realistic. She can actually wrestle to a degree. So I went ahead and just gave her some, a bit of a skill boost. So I edited her stats just a little bit. Really still pretty bad, but just gave her the basic stats in everything, because she was really low. I think like 0 in some things or something like that. You can see 0 in a lot of things, or if not 10 in others. So it's really, really ridiculous. She's a lot better than that. So, and she won't improve, because for whatever reason she's not going to ever improve really. So I went ahead, just gave her a basic little boost to her skills to make it a bit more realistic, so she won't be absolutely dreadful anymore. Fingers crossed, because her matches averaging 36. So that's not great. Not great at all. Absolutely not great at all. Now, Low-Key, he is the man of the episode today. Now, last episode, I actually went ahead and tried to offer Low-Key a contract, but I did end up cutting that out because we ran out of time. We went a little bit over time, so I cut that bit out, but he actually denied my request. And so I advanced a few more days, and I was just kind of, fooling around, and kind of, I thought, okay, let me just check again. Lo and behold, I can bring it back. Low-Key will come back. Now, still a freelancer, so probably won't want a long deal. As you can see, I don't want to sign for anyone more than 9 months. Most of the time, they never really want to sign for 9 months anyways. So we're going to have to give him another 6-month deal. Unfortunately, that's just the best we can really do with him. 6-month deal, and hopefully, we can bring him in and have some good matches. Because obviously when he was here, he was really good. Averaging 79 last year. I guess, what was he with just TNA? 83 last year with just TNA. So, he was good. So I guess this time around, knowing that we're only going to get him for 6 months, we've got to try and make the most of him and have him compete against many guys as we can, as often as we can. His best match was 89, and I think now with our X division kind of really developing well, Fallen Angel obviously doing great, AJ's done really, really well, Alex Shelley's gone on to do great things. Low-Key's kind of really behind, because when we had the X division originally, he was one of our most popular guys, but he's actually going to be a little bit behind now. So he might not be a champion material, but I'm sure we can have some good matches. I think he'll be able to get those matches into the 90s from now, so fingers crossed. So that'll be exciting to bring him back, and that should be good. So there you go. So Low-Key hopefully will be returning, which is fantastic, and gives us another guy on our roster to kind of work with. was just looking at the comments of last video, and you guys were saying, well, now that you've moved a few guys up from the main roster and probably going to bring up Christy Hemme soon. Yeah, probably will. She's done pretty well. Might be time to bring in a few more people to replace them here in Developmental. And, you know, I think I've got to agree. We're starting to look a little bit thin, aren't we, in Developmental? Especially if we don't keep Ciampa. I think we probably should keep Ciampa. I think he's done really well. I think he's got some good stats. And whilst, you know, you could send him to the Indies and kind of work there and keep developing, I think he could still get a little bit more mileage and would work well and have some good matches with our guys. So whilst we may not see him as, you know, future championship material, I think he could definitely be a player on our roster with his ability. So I think we'll offer him another deal and we'll give him another year. Unfortunately, we can't sign him to a strictly developmental deal because he won't do it, but we'll give him a 1-year deal and we'll keep him down in developmental, working down there. Now, we obviously did lose Mark Jindrak as well. I'm a little annoyed that I forgot to do that. So we have lost a couple of names here in developmental, with Nakamura also going up as well. So we need to try and take a look at some potential names to bring in, and we'll just have a quick little scour of who is available right now to hire. So looking at great workers, we want to bring in guys who can really do a good job. Some guys, you know, Adam Pearce, for example, he would be handy. I don't really see myself ever pushing Adam Pearce. Currently in Ring of Honor as well, so I'm happy he's doing that. If they're working in Ring of Honor, we don't want to take them away from that. But if they're not doing anything, then definitely we'll bring them in to do something with us. You know, Chuck Taylor, not doing a hell of a lot. Finley, he's still injured, isn't he? You know, some veterans would also be handy. Devon Storm, you know, obviously played a bit of a role in WCW. It's been a while though, since he's still pretty young though. But got nothing there for him really. D'Lo Brown's always been a good worker, and he's working in Ring of Honor right now. We'll keep him there, but if he wasn't working, I think definitely he would have been a nice addition to our roster. Just have a quick look around. Fergal Devitt's still working in Japan, so we couldn't bring him in on a developmental deal because we've got an agreement where we can't sign written deals to any guys in Japan. But you know, he's still developing, he's still doing well there, so we'll keep him there. He's doing fine. Happy with that. Corey Graves, he's currently got an injury, so probably wouldn't be able to bring him in. You know, we'll leave it at that. Just keep going through, see if there's anyone else there to really bring in. Yeah, I know you guys say, hey, bring in Kevin Steen. He's working in Japan, and I wouldn't mind him doing that Japan tour just to hopefully improve his Japanese popularity. That's always handy if they go to Japan and do that. Just take a look at Kevin Steen. He started at 26 popularity. He's now built himself to 40. And this is the reason why we let them work the indies, because they can gain popularity on their own naturally. I don't think he'd be able to get to 40 popularity if he had came to us unless we brought him to the main roster. So he's naturally gaining popularity just by working the independents, having good matches there, doing what he's going to do there. So if we were to bring him in down the line, he will be, you know, more useful to us because his skills would have improved. Let's have a look at his skills. You know, his skills probably haven't quite improved that much, just a little bit. His basic psychology's gone a little bit. Yeah, he's, you know, improved a bit. But more importantly, his popularity has improved. So that's why we keep them there. And I know you're thinking, well, why don't you just bring in everyone? Bring in El Generico, bring in Kevin Steen, bring in all these guys. We will at some point, but, you know, for now, we have a spot available now, I suppose. But previously, we didn't really. And we don't want to sign everybody that's on the roster. Kota Ibushi actually has really good popularity. 50 popularity. I'm not sure why. Wow, okay. So he started at 5. And he's gone to 35. And now he's at 50. What has he done? Who's he beaten? You know, has he beaten some big names? I don't know, but he's done really well. He's got really good popularity now. You almost want to bring him in. You know, he's a good worker, no doubt. Good stats. And I'm sure we could find a place on the roster for him. But I almost say, like, if he's getting that much popularity, let him keep doing what he's doing. Add him to the shortlist. And think about it, you know, in a few months' time. Because if he's gained that much popularity this month, well, don't touch him. Just let him keep doing what he's doing. Because he could get to 60, 75, you know, 65, 70. something like that if he's going that well. But that's a really big jump. So he's one who we might seriously consider bringing in. Kyle O'Reilly, so I would like to bring in Mark Jindrak, but he won't come in. So we did a pretty good job with him. He's gained a little bit of popularity, probably improved his skills a bit, so he'll be useful to wherever he does go. You could bring in a veteran like Mike Awesome, good popularity, a little bit older, but you could bring him in to work in developmental, and I'm sure he'd be useful in that veteran role. Just depends if you want to bring him in to do that role. And we'll just have a quick little last look around. Anybody else to kind of think about? Not really. I mean, there's definitely some good workers here. Vampiro would always also be handy. I wouldn't be against bringing him in. I've always kind of liked Vampiro a bit, so he might be useful as well. Some good popularity, but again, kind of up there in age. So, how much mileage would you get out of him? Would he be at his best? Would he be declining? Those are the types of things you're going to think about. But there's definitely some good workers there, and we definitely can think about bringing them in. So I'll take another look at that off the video and maybe offer a couple contracts. But I just wanted to show you guys what's available there at the moment. With that being said, let's get ahead and let's book our next Impact show, our last one before the upcoming pay-per-view. Molly Holly and Sarah Del Rey, that's fine. Just while we're at it, I wanted to show you guys the last couple of results of Explosion. I think I missed out on doing that. So, we did a Hassan and Fallen Angel Alex Shelley music video. Gail Kim beat Alyssa Flash. Tess beat Kenta. Alex Shelley beat Matt Sydal to keep the X Division title. So we gave Matt Sydal a big opportunity on Explosion there. And after the match, Hassan beat up Alex Shelley just to send a bit of a message to him. And then we also did Nakamura beat Alex Skipper. Beth Phoenix attacked Melina in the locker room. Insane Asylum challenged Marufuji and Kenta to a match. Bobby Roode beat Rikishi. And then AJ and Jeff Jarrett had a promo battle at the end. So just wanted to kind of keep you up to date with what I've been doing there. We might show you our developmental stuff as well later on. But let's book this show and I'll show the results. Okay, so we started things off with Muhammad Hassan and Alex Shelley. So Muhammad Hassan came down to the ring cutting a promo on Fallen Angel, but Alex Shelley came out unimpressed and he started brawling with Hassan. Now obviously Alex Shelley unimpressed because, hey, why aren't you talking about me? I'm in the match too. I'm going to be in the match. Muhammad Hassan really not even acknowledging Alex Shelley, but he'll have to now because Shelley making a bit of a statement there. We had Nakamura versus Windham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt. And obviously we did this because we wanted to give Rotunda a chance to be on the show because he only had about 10 popularity. So if we put him on the show, we might be able to bump that up a little bit there so he's a bit more useful in developmental. And to give Nakamura just another win. And they don't have great chemistry apparently, so that's not good for the future. Dudley's gave a promo on Christian and Jericho. So obviously, I don't think I showed you guys last episode, but James Storm is injured, and he'll be injured for about 40 days. So he's going to miss our next pay-per-view, and he'll probably miss Lockdown as well. So that's a big blow. That's a really big blow for us. So we're going to have to change plans and go to the Dudleys versus Christian and Jericho at the next pay-per-view. So probably have the championship match maybe straight away, I guess. Chavo versus Roddy Strong. Chavo got the victory, 79. It's not a bad match between those two. Chavo 72, Strong 71. Samoa Joe laughed off the threat of Rhino, basically saying, hey, Rhino is not a threat to me. I'm not exactly worried about Rhino. I'll get the job done. And Rhino, who was not exactly thrilled, went ahead and attacked the nearest person to send a bit of a message to Samoa Joe. Of course, it happened just to be Rikishi, the fall guy, and so Rhino beats up Rikishi, sending a message to Joe. And we had Ron Killings versus Alex Skipper. And oh god, Ron Killings sustained a type 3 AC joint separation. That does not sound good. That does not sound good. So Ron Killings, as he's just about to get ready to have a championship match, gets injured. Oh, why did we do this match? Why did we do it? Okay, let's fingers crossed that's not as bad as it sounds. Melina promo on Beth Phoenix, and then we had Molly Holly and Melina teaming up to take on Kim Kong. It was, of course, Gail Kim and Awesome Kong. And in the match, we saw Molly Holly lose thanks to a distraction by Sarah Del Rey. Melina 85, so good, 85, man, that's awesome. Molly Holly 72, 64 for Awesome Kong, and 74 for Gal Kim. And we made sure we kept Melina strong so she wouldn't really lose any popularity, fingers crossed, despite the loss. Jericho and Christian promo on Team 3D. And then we had a face-to-face meeting between Goldberg and Abyss. Roddy Piper hosting it. And 99 rated, so really good stuff there. Really, really good. And then we had our championship match of the night for Alex Shelley. Can he get through to the next pay-per-view? He took on Jeff Hardy. Yep, Jeff Hardy gets himself an X Division opportunity. Did that because Jeff Hardy hasn't got a match for the pay-per-view, so I want to kind of give him another big match just to keep him around. So Jeff Hardy won, but it was by an intentional count-out. So Alex Shelley got himself intentionally counted out. Took the count-out loss and ran away and survived for the night. We had Hassan and Angel on commentary. They're probably arguing back and forth to each other on commentary with Mike Tenay right in the middle, so that would have been chaos. But 88 from Shelley, 88 from Jeff Hardy. Lack of psychology, that's okay. Overall, 90 rated match. So really good, and Shelley keeps the championship, luckily. Not exactly pretty, but he does keep it. So Jeff technically wins. Shelley survives. Just 91 rated show overall, and that's pretty good. Obviously, good main event, good start of the show. Another good face-to-face meeting as well. So some good stuff in between. Just a little worried about Ron Killings though. That injury, that sounds really bad. Let's hope, because that could really throw off our pay-per-view. That could really make us have to change plans, which would be disappointing to do so. I don't really want to change plans, but if we have to, we have to. So we'll go ahead and look straight away at that. And Ron Killings, okay, so it's not as bad. It's only a 17-day injury. It just sounded bad. Type 3 AC joint separation. Jeez, they made it sound bad for a 17-day injury that he can work through. Now, do you have him work the match, potentially, run the risk of him aggravating it? Or do you save it for the next pay-per-view? I don't know. That's one to think about. I don't really want to risk Killings because he's in the process of really moving up a little bit. Paul Heyman is causing more rifts against Jerry Lynn. Ugh, that's right, we probably need to get rid of Jerry Lynn. Paul Heyman just hates him. Sarah Del Rey, well, you didn't even lose this week. Your momentum is in the toilet, yes, but you didn't lose this week, so I'm not sure what your problem is. But yeah, so there we go. Just quick little look at some different guys. Nakamura, no real change there. I just want to see Melina lost any popularity after losing. Doesn't seem to be the case. Molly Holly, potentially could have. I think Awesome Kong's popularity might have slightly improved. Gal Kim's about the same. Molly Holly, maybe a slight loss. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But that's good. That's good overall. So Alex Shelley's doing really well, actually. He's really getting up there. So whoever we are kind of using as our main X Division guy seems to be getting a lot of popularity and really working well. So there's potential that Shelley could also maybe join Fallen Angel and be one of our top tier names. But I'm not sure we can put him that far. But kind of annoying though, we've got Chris Sabin this far down below, whereas Shelley's so far ahead of him now. But it will give us another strong tag team in the future anyways. But what we're going to do is now is we're going to move ahead until our pay-per-view, and then we'll go ahead and we'll show you our pay-per-view and all the big results there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have moved ahead to the Destination X pay-per-view. We've advanced a few shows, including our Explosion show, where Alex Shelley beat Sabu to keep the X Division Championship. Natalya Rebecca Knox beat Jazz and Shelly Martinez. And Kazarian beat Eric Young, and a couple other promos in between, including one where Ron Killings was forced. He's going to get forced to challenge and compete in that match against Matt Morgan, so he will have to compete despite the injury. 0.58 rating there. Okay, so let's get into our big show, and we're actually starting off a little bit differently for our main show. We're not going to get there first straight away, but something a little bit different in the structure. First up though, Marufuji and Kenta versus the Insane Asylum. 76 rated match. Insane Asylum did get the victory. Marufuji 84, Kenta 86, Kevin Thorne 67, Test 74. So once again, Marufuji and Kenta, such a great team. Yeah, they lost again, unfortunately. But, Test and Kevin Thorne kind of getting the push instead of them, despite, obviously, the Japanese team being far better in the ring. But, look, their time will come. Their time will come. It's just not sure when, to be honest. We just need to find some guys to lose to them and start pushing them in that direction. Then we did an Ultimate X match. Now, I felt as though it is Destination X. We probably should do something like with that matchup. We haven't done anything with that for a while. So I figured, why not? Let's go for it. Let's do something different. Let's try it. So we put 6 of our X Division guys in a match. 81 rated. Paul London got the victory. Chavo performed 66. Saban 84. Shannon Moore 68. Paul London 82. Kazarian 73. And Aries 78 in this high-flying match. Look, that's pretty good. That's fine. 81. So gave Paul London the victory because he's got the most popularity in the match, but also want to keep him strong so he can stay in contention for that X Division championship down the line. Then we went ahead and started off the show with our world title match. Now, I think you're probably thinking, well, why is it not the main event? Well, I felt as though having it, because it's Chris Jericho's first ever match in TNA. To me, that's main event material. I just felt as though that was such a big match. Now, I think this match we just see here, this 92 rated triple threat match, will probably be better than the tag match, but I just went ahead and went for it. So, really good match. Hassan, the best in the match, of 95. Angel, 90. Shelley also held his own of 90. Excellent. Really, really good. Muhammad Hassan wins, so he keeps the championship. But again, we get another good match out of Fallen Angel and Hassan, and also Shelley gets a chance to shine in this big match up there. Jeff Jarrett promo at AJ 86. Now, we even had time in this pay-per-view to put Molly Holly and Sarah Del Rey on this pay-per-view, so we went ahead and did it. Molly Holly beat Sarah Del Rey, but I think this is a good chance just to showcase these two women. The more women we get on our pay-per-views, the better. If we can get our knockouts featured more, that's only going to help them. And pay-per-views are the best time to feature someone. It gives them the best chance to improve their popularity. And then we had the Team 3D promo. We even put Jeremy Borash in there to be the interviewer. And then we had Melina versus Beth Phoenix, pretty much wrapping up this rivalry here. 81 for Melina. 81 for the match. 76 from Melina. 67 from Beth Phoenix. Melina seemed off her game, which... well, you can't be off your game in a title match, Melina. That's a bit poor. So she keeps the championship. Her 11th title defense, obviously. She does defend the title a lot in our developmental. And we had a promo hyping up Goldberg and Abyss. God knows how this match is going to go. Let's see. 80 rated. Okay. So it was about a 14-minute match. We made it a double count-out finish. So what I'm thinking, these two guys are starting to brawl. They're fighting. Then they take it to the outside of the ring, and they forget to, forget about the count. They just keep fighting and fighting and fighting. Eventually, the 10 count comes. Referee calls it off, and they just keep on fighting afterwards. 72 from Goldberg, 93 from Abyss. Still couldn't carry it to a big rating, but 80's fine. I mean, I don't know. I just think Goldberg's not really that good enough to produce any better than that at this point. We did the continue to brawl afterwards for a 94 rated segment. So Goldberg can have good segments for sure, just not so much matches. But yeah, that was good. 94, and they continue to brawl there, setting up for probably what will be a lethal lockdown, something there. I think I don't know if we'll do 1 or 2 lethal lockdown matches, but I think we could definitely have some pretty strong lineups. I think we can definitely produce something good there. Nakamura had a match against Jerry Lynn. Now, we actually made Jerry Lynn an active wrestler for a while. I think it's a good opportunity to do something with him. Probably going to have to fire him because Paul Heyman hates his guts. But if we can fix that, then we'll try to. If not, well, whatever. Nakamura 76, Jerry Lynn 54. Now, you would actually think Jerry Lynn would do a lot better than that. He has pretty good stats, but for whatever reason, he's just not performing well. Probably a lot of backstage issues. But regardless, Nakamura gets a solid win on pay-per-view and continues to build his popularity up. Matt Morgan and R-Truth, 81. Now, R-Truth is carrying an injury, so this match could have been a lot better. These two have great chemistry, which is fantastic. They needed a bit more psychology to make it even better. But 81, I mean, do this match again when Truth is a bit more healthy. Maybe you get to that 85 mark. Because Matt Morgan, 93. He is good enough to be a main eventer. Absolutely good enough. Potential world champion. That's how good he is performing. And Truth, you put him in any type of wild brawl match, any type of brawl match, he does a lot better. And 81, that's pretty good from him considering he's carrying an injury as well. Then we had Low Ki announce his return. Now forget about the surprise part and the crap though. I just forgot to edit that out. Low Ki announces his return, shows up. We gave him the show stealer gimmick. We're going to bring him back as a heel. Thought about bringing him back as a face because it did offer some new matchups, but we've got a lot of new faces. We've got Paul London, we've got Chavo, Homicide's turning. So we got a lot of new faces already. We're kind of lacking a little bit on the heel side, so we'll bring in Low Ki to help bolster that up for our X Division. Here's a matchup. AJ Styles, Jeff Jarrett. Finally the match that I thought we were going to get. You know, we were a little bit disappointed last time between these two, but this time, far better. 23-minute match. Jeff Jarrett beat AJ with a stroke. What the hell? He beat him with a stroke. Okay, there you go. But anyways, let's ignore that. I don't know what the hell that is. Jeff Jarrett, 92. AJ, 91. So really good performance from both guys. Jeff Jarrett, maybe he decides to step it up a little bit knowing he's going over, knowing he's getting the win. Maybe. But yeah, 95. AJ won last time. I figured I'll give Jeff Jarrett the win because it won't hurt AJ and it might just help Jeff a little bit because he's lost a little bit too much lately. So we've already given AJ Styles the big boost that he needs. And now he can try and maintain that. And Jeff Jarrett's still well ahead of AJ, so that shouldn't, hopefully, fingers crossed, shouldn't hurt him too much. But a terrific match, terrific match between those two. The match that I thought we were going to get, to be honest. We had Rhino, he was taunting Samoa Joe, and I'm liking this matchup between Joe and Rhino. I think this is a matchup that works well. We gave it a last man standing match, just to give it a bit of a gimmick, because, you know, two big guys, who's going to be the last one standing? It was an 85 rated match, okay, pretty good. Joe 89, Rhino 78, so that's a better performance from Rhino. 85, that's probably about right. And Samoa Joe got the victory. I'm happy with that one. I'm happy with that one for sure. Rhino tiring towards the end, which is a little bit disappointing, but that's okay. Then we had a hype video hyping up Jericho and Christian versus Team 3D. So time for our main event. Alright, Jericho's first match. Fingers crossed it goes well. I mean, we've had a pretty good pay-per-view so far. If we can get 90 for this match, we're definitely going to hit the 90s overall. So let's hope. Wow! 97! Alright, we made the right decision. So we made it a ladder match. 25-minute ladder match. Christian and Chris Jericho win the tag team titles. They win it. Christian Cage, 100. Jericho, 98. Brother Ray, 83. Brother Devon, 93. Brother Ray was really off his game. I can tell. He was definitely down. If he wasn't off his game and hit 90s as well, this would have been maybe 98, 99, even 100. So both teams have great chemistry and we're teaming together. So Christian and Chris Jericho are a great team. They have great chemistry. So that's fantastic. So 97, despite the face versus face dynamic, if it wasn't face versus face, potentially this goes to the next level. Really, really freaking good. One of our better matches. Probably our best tag match, maybe? At least for the tag titles. Fantastic. So Jericho and Christian will have the tag titles for a little bit until we start to do the turn between Christian and Jericho and do that feud. So, yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. Great, great match. I mean, it was meant to be America's Most Wanted versus Jericho and Christian, but I think it's turned out to be for the better. The injury, you know, gave an opportunity for this match to take place. And then we had Chris Jericho and Christian celebrating afterwards. Only 85, but that's okay. Christian foreshadowed a heel turn in this segment, so kind of playing off that just a little bit. 94 overall. I wonder if that angle at the end hurt us just a little bit. I don't think so. I think we've had a 92 opener, 97 main event, some good matches in between. I think 94 is about right, which is a fantastic pay-per-view, one of our better ones. And obviously getting big names in. You got Jericho, Christian teaming up. That's a really great team. You got Goldberg on the card with Abyss, Jeff Jarrett and AJ. We got some really good matches on there, so that does deserve it. So I'm going to give Jericho and Christian the love. They were fantastic, and give them that praise. But I'm also going to give AJ Styles some praise because he lost, but he was absolutely fantastic. So give those guys some love. And yeah, so now we move towards Lockdown, which is always a big show. Lethal Lockdown matches are always exciting and interesting. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic again this year. Let's take a look. So more complaints. Yes, whatever. You need to book me more strongly so I can get some momentum going. Well, how many matches have you won, Sarah Del Rey? You haven't won one all year. You won 3 matches and you've lost 24. Oh my god. Alright. Okay. Sarah, I'm gonna give you a victory soon. Next episode, please. I need to try and remember to give you a victory because that's terrible. 0.55 buy rate for Destination X. Fantastic. And Christian's a fan of Marufuji. So's Low Key. But overall, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic show. We'll see if there's any changes in popularity real quick. Abyss, no real change. AJ, I think AJ maybe nearly went up. At least stayed the same despite the loss, which is great. Shelly, still about the same. Devon, he's still okay. Same with Brother Ray. So they lost the tag titles, but it won't really hurt them at all. Jericho has definitely bumped up. Jericho into the 90s now. He was about 88, 89, so he's now moved into the 90s. Christian has followed. So Christian's back fully in the 90s once again. So our top tag team now, our World Tag Team Champions, going fantastic. Love this team. I wish we could drag it out a little longer. I'd love to see these guys have a long run, but it will be worth it for the big feud we do in the end. Moving along now, let's see. Goldberg may have bumped up a couple points to about 89. He was about 88. So he's maybe has bumped up just a little bit there, which is good. Jerry Lynn's dropped down a little bit, so that's good news for Nakamura, I suppose. He probably will bump up a little bit. Jeff Jarrett, about the same, despite the win. That's fine. Low Key, still the same, about 63. That's fine. And Melina, let's take a look at Beth Phoenix. She had a good match. Up to 46 now, so she's getting up there. She's getting up there eventually to the point where she might be more useful to us. Hassan, still around 90, which is great with the victory. Guess we'll check out Fallen Angel as well. He's still hovering around the 80 mark, not quite there yet. Rhino, nearly back to 70. He dropped to 67 for a while there. So this Samoa Joe feud has worked out well for Rhino, getting himself back to the 70 mark, which is where we want him to be. And Joe, well, I think he's also increased as well. He's now in the mid-70s, in some regions about 77. So he's definitely getting up towards the 80 mark, which of course is where we want him to be. We want Joe by the end of the year to be one of our top main event guys. Can we get him there? It's going to be tough, but that's obviously the plan. Nakamura, there you go. So Nakamura has gone to 53 now with that victory over Jerry Lynn. 62 in the Southeast as well, which is our home region. 53, which is on par with probably an Alex Skipper, Kenta, Marufuji. So he's around that mark already right now. So that is absolutely fantastic. Keeps getting more wins. He'll be around 60 before you know it. He has a lot of momentum, so it's really, really helping him. And yeah, fantastic. Absolutely great. And that's pretty much it. That's all for this week. So some great progression. Some great progression for our popularity. And overall, as I said, a really good pay-per-view. Some of our top guys gaining a bit more popularity, and some of our lower guys, like Nakamura, improving as well. Before we get going, WWE has done it again. Wow, the infamous WWE Lost in Space. This epic, classic pay-per-view has taken place again. 87 they got, 40,000 attendance. Main event, oh my god. Rey Mysterio, Hardcore Holly, and the Boogeyman beat Undertaker, Eugene, and William Regal? What the fuck is that? I mean, Hardcore Holly, 65, popular Boogeyman, 63. Wow, okay. Big Show beat JBL 97. That's better. That should have main evented. So yeah. Oh my god, that's bad. That's a really odd main event. But yeah, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah, we've also offered a few contracts to some women. Obviously, we looked at our developmental, and I thought to myself, we're probably lacking a couple of names now. Big chance we're going to call up Christy Hemme, so I wanted to replace a few women there. And these are some women that we've looked at for a while now. Layla, we're going to bring her in. And obviously, you know, these women obviously go to WWE, but WWE's not going to sign anybody at the moment, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. They just don't sign anyone. So these women are doing nothing. So I figured I'll bring them in. I'm also going to try and get Kelly as well. I'll bring these 3 women in, put them in developmental. Their stats are pretty poor. See if they improve. If not, whatever. And we'll go from there. So give them a chance to at least do something. And we send Layla back down to developmental. So couldn't give her a developmental deal, but we can send her down there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode of our TW 2017 TNA playthrough. Big pay-per-view. Next up, the Road to Lockdown, which will be very fun indeed. And we also have our one night only special in Japan, which will be taking place this week. So in the next episode of our series, you'll see that one. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like on it. 100 likes, and we'll get more episodes done for you. And I'll see you in the next one.